What is up, everybody? Hope all is well. Welcome to another video. Today's video topic is the carnivore community a cult? That's right, I said it. Is the carnivore community a cult? Out here, south central Wisconsin, enjoying some unexpected nice weather actually. It's supposed to be a bit rainy this afternoon, but it feels like it's damn near 70 out here. On that note, those of you guys that follow this channel, you know I mainly eat a carnivore type diet. So no, I am not here to bash the carnivore community, though I might be calling them out a little bit. I'm definitely not the first one to think of this, carnivore being a cult, because there's other videos out there that I've seen. Not sure I actually watched any of them, but I seen them out there. Wow, it's only 60, maybe 62. Definitely felt warmer than that. And just for the record, when I say I eat a mostly carnivore diet, that means yes, I eat mostly and primarily animals. Which, if you look up carnivore in the dictionary, that is exactly the definition. An animal who eats mostly or primarily animals. But what the heck does that have to do with the carnivore community being a cult? So let's get into that. And before I forget, hopefully I remember this at the end of the video, I do want to call out the carnivore police. Come on guys, chill the heck out. And I want to call out some of the influencers that have now turned the carnivore diet into their main jobs. I went and got the trusty tablet because after seeing some of this stuff, I actually looked up what is a cult, and I found some information here on Google, and it is by AI Overview. So I'm simply going to read you guys what a cult is, and you can kind of compare this stuff with the carnivore community, see the similarities in certain parts. So here we go guys. It's a little hard to see in here. A cult is often used to describe, there it goes. Sorry guys, I couldn't see this out there, so I came inside here so I can read you this. And this is basically what a cult is. Now compare this to the carnivore community and see if there are any similarities. But first everybody, say hi to Eddie. Okay, this is Google AI Overview. A cult is often used to describe a group with extreme or unconventional beliefs and practices, frequently under the control of a charismatic leader. These groups may isolate their members from mainstream society and utilize manipulative tactics to maintain control. The term can also refer to a system of religious worship or a group characterized by an intense devotion to a person, idea, or object. And then it moves down and it says, here is a more detailed breakdown. Definition: a cult is typically defined as a group with a particular and often dangerously fanatical ideology. Characteristics of a cult: a charismatic leader. A cult often has a leader who is worshipped or greatly revered by followers. Okay. Control and manipulation. Cults use psychological manipulation and pressure to control their members. Is any of this lining up with the carnivore community, guys? What do you guys think? Extreme beliefs. Cults may have beliefs that are considered unorthodox, strange, or dangerous by outsiders. Well, that one's a given. Isolation. Cults often isolate their members from the outside world. Unquestioning obedience. Cult members are expected to obey the leader without questioning. Now here's a couple examples. Groups with unusual religious beliefs or practices. Okay. Groups focused on specific ideals or causes. So that's what AI is giving us on a cult. Let me go a few things that stood out. Of course, extreme unconventional beliefs and practices. Of course, if you're outside of the carnivore community, you would think carnivore diet is definitely extreme, definitely unconventional. But does that make it a cult? It says these groups may isolate members from mainstream society. Well, I got a theory on that. I don't think the carnivore community actually does that, but I think it happens because what can happen is people will start going down a rabbit hole. They'll start digging into the carnivore diet, and the next thing you know, the internet and the algorithm are only feeding you that data. So you will receive a lot of biased information on carnivore, Meanwhile, you will not be seeing other information. So yes, that can be isolating. And the big one that keeps popping up is a charismatic leader. Now, is there one leader in the carnivore community? I can't really think of one, but I can think of a couple that are higher up. And of course, another thing they said about charismatic leader, it is a leader who is worshipped or greatly revered by followers. Now, yesterday, I saw a video on YouTube here. It was a meetup in Tennessee, and there was a particular popular doctor involved. I would say he is definitely charismatic. He is definitely in the top echelon of carnivore influencers. I would say he's definitely revered because just in yesterday's video, there was a separate video, I believe, of 100 people telling him how he had saved their lives. Now, I wouldn't say that's worshiping him, but I would say he's definitely revered. And then there is a popular sideman that is well liked in the carnivore community as well. And there's a couple other doctors out there that do pretty good. Not sure if any of these people are considered leaders. I was going to dig into that a little more, but I think we're good on that. You guys get the idea of what we're going for here. I did mention earlier I was going to call out the carnivore police. And here's what I got to say about that. If you see somebody out there eating an avocado and they're calling themselves a carnivore, leave them the heck alone, all right? Mind your own business. Let them call it whatever they want. You guys want to play with your fancy names, ketovore, carnivore, blah, blah, blah-vor. Personally, a couple years ago, I was on the cookievore diet. That was magnificent, let me tell you. Oh boy, I would kill for a chocolate chip cookie, man. Whew. I don't know if this is a call out or not, but I want some of you guys to be careful of some of these bigger carnivore influencers. Part of the definition of a cult was manipulation, and I definitely see some of that coming from some of these people. There comes to a point, guys, these people get pretty big, they get monetized, and pushing the carnivore diet becomes their main source of income. And some of that income is pretty damn good. So they like the ride they're on, and they're gonna do everything they can to stay on that ride. And unfortunately, that means stretch the truth a little bit. You know, I catch some of these guys doing it, and it freaking ticks me off. Point is, be careful. When you're seeing an influencer start making a lot of money, start getting a lot of followers, well, there's a little more skin in the game for him. Instead of them guys out there trying to help you, well, they start trying to help themselves. So don't forget that. Anyway, guys, give me some thoughts below. You guys on carnivore, how you doing? You guys on ketovore, whatever you want to call it. And I think to end this video, I will give a shout out to one of my favorite carnivores out there, Mitch. Some of you guys out there might know Mitch. I believe his channel is called Old Guy Carnivore. He recently suffered a stroke and he is currently recovering at home. And before some of you non-carnivores get your panties in a bunch, what do you mean the carnivore had a stroke? What the heck is he doing? Chill out, guys. Anybody can have a freaking stroke. And as far as I know, I haven't heard of too many carnivores having strokes, but I do hear a lot of other people having them. But to Mitch, we're gonna end this video with these words: take the rest of the day off and eat meat. Take care, everybody. See you next time.